Chamat Khorsandi reporting for MMA Junkie and USA Today here in Glasgow, Scotland, standing alongside special guest fighter, UFC lightweight Kevin Motown Phenom Lee. And Kevin, let's talk about TUF. The announcement's been confirmed by Dana White. It's Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez. They're going to be the coaches. I know that you were trying to push for this. Are you disappointed you didn't get it?
I'm a little disappointed, little frustration, because I think you even ask anybody in the UFC and they say, you know, this is the better fight to make. You know, that's the better TV. That's the better. If they really wanted to push TUF, I think that would have been the better option. And I think if you ask anybody in the know, they would have said the same thing. You got Eddie and you got Gaethje, who are both brain dead. You know, they're going to go in there and they're going to talk and they're going to slur some words at each other. Nobody's going to watch it. It's going to be terrible. I feel sorry for the women on the show because they aren't going to get as much eyeballs. But, you know, hey, what can I do? I'm going to stand outside. You know, they filming in Vegas. I live in Vegas. I might stand outside like Muhammad Ali with a blowhorn and tell them I'll take both of them on in the tag team.
What did you make of Gaethje's performance against Michael Johnson, already contender in many people's eyes as the fight of the year?
Oh, as the fight of the year. Okay, because Johnson, to me, he's a journeyman. He's always been a journeyman. And apparently beating Michael Johnson really means something in this game. You know, you had Khabib that beat him, and people think he's the #1 contender for beating Michael Johnson. To me, Mike's a journeyman. You know, what else can you say? I think he quit in the first minute of the first round. You see it in his eyes. You know, the man talks a big game, but, you know, he talks about taking his soul and killing him and doing all these things. And there's a reason I don't say things like that because it's just not the truth. You see in the first round, he quits. And is still able to hurt Gaethje. You know, he's able to hurt him just off his skill and, you know, just off them, you know, back the fuck up off me punches. You look at Gaethje's skill, he's basic. He's hittable. He likes to be hit. So I say I want to see how many punches he can take. I want to see how many punches he can take against a dangerous fighter. And I think it would have made more sense for me and Gaethje both, because if Gaethje beats me, you say, oh, he beats a smart fighter. He beats somebody who's not just going to go out there and just, you know, who's not going to quit, who's not going to go out there and brawl with him and be stupid even, or not just beat somebody over the hill. Because he beats Eddie. If he knocks Eddie out in the first round, the storyline will be that Eddie's done. You know, the storyline won't be that Gaethje is a great fighter.
Regardless of who they put you against, do you think one win away and it's a title shot?
We have to see. We have to see, because we don't know what's going on with this Conor fight. Apparently, he's coming back to MMA. That's been the word for me. So if he does, then we only have the undisputed title. If he doesn't, then we have an interim title. I don't know if they're gonna unify those. I don't really care too much. You know, the belt don't mean shit to me. I walk, I talk, I act like a champion regardless if I got that belt or not, and I'm going to continue to do that. I thought they should have made the 165 division. The 165 division, to me, would have made more sense, because then one went away, yes, then I go into a championship fight. But we'll see. We'll see how this whole thing shakes up. If I got to chase after Conor, then I will. But I want to see, you know, I'm giving the man his props. I'm letting him do his thing. You know, he's out. He's getting worse. I'm getting better. So we'll see what happens when we cross paths.
You mentioned Conor, so let's talk about it. The big Mayweather, McGregor tour this week, 4 cities, 3 different countries. Did you absorb it? Did you take it in? What's your review?
I saw the one in LA, and that was about it. And then, you know, I've been doing my own thing. I'm not too worried about it. They asked me to spar with Floyd weeks ago before my Mike Chiesa fight, and I put him on the back burner because I have to do my own thing. You know, it's and I think that's a part of why Floyd respects me, because I understand that my fight is just as important as theirs. So I'm doing my own thing. When I get back after doing this, after coming from Glasgow, and I go back to Vegas, we'll sit down, we'll talk, we'll see what he needs, and I'll tell him what I need, and then we'll work out a deal.
You mentioned the UFC not penetrating the black community in America. On that kind of topic in a roundabout way, there were some controversial comments made by Conor McGregor that Floyd thought crossed the line. Yeah. Did you read about it, and what's your thought on that?
Yeah, I kind of read about it. I kind of saw it a little bit. Honestly, I think that Conor doesn't really understand, because he's from a different culture. He's an Irishman. You know, he's a culture vulture. I've said it, and I said that during the press conference, and people got mad at me, you know, when I said that Conor wants to be like me instead of the other way around, because he do. You know, you look at him, you look at any other Irishman, no other Irishman do like no other Irishman got like swag, like, you know, he's a culture vulture. He is what he is. I mean, but I think he doesn't understand the culture. You know, he's trying his best. And it's just something that he doesn't grow up with. You know, he ain't grew up over in the States. He doesn't understand it to the core. You know, he kind of understands it a little bit, but he don't really understand it. So he's trying his best, but I didn't hold it against him because I honestly don't think he understands it. So I kind of heard the comments a little bit, you know, calling somebody, you know, you calling us monkeys and boys and shit like that. Like, it ain't cool. But at the same time, like, he probably don't even know. He just is representing what he thinks is right, but he don't know.